If you've been growing for more than 1 year, you would know that about this time is where we get loads of slugs, come out from the ground or wherever they've been hibernating or hiding all through the year, because there've been loads of rain, the weather's warm enough, it's the right temperature for them. They come out and they start decimating all your crops. Today I want to tell you how I deal with the slug problem, and also give you some other tips on things you could do that would help you deal with the slugs. I've tried most of this in the past. They do work, but they work for a season and then they stop working. But there's a surefire way that I now use to deal with my slug problem, and it gives me peace of mind. It doesn't cost me any additional penny, and it's only maybe a little bit of my time, but I'll let you know what that is in a couple of minutes. So the first method I want to talk about is the one whereby people use bear traps. You get a container, you fill it up with beer, whatever you like. I usually use the cheap stuff, so I'm not spending or wasting premium beer on slugs. And what you do is you protect this container, make it so that it's a bit deep. You bury it in the ground, and what then happens is, while the slug are moving around, they are attracted to the smell of the beer, and they go inside, have a good drink, they get drunk, and they don't come outside. The only problem with that for me is the fact that I then have to deal with throwing away the beer with the slugs in it, having to carry that. I don't like that. There are two creatures that really icks me out. One is cockroaches. So these are things I hate to touch with my hand. I avoid them by all means. It's cockroaches and slugs. And yeah, so for that reason I don't use bear traps anymore. And also, if you put the bear trap outside, indoors, under cover, it's okay. But outside, once it rains and the water, dilutes the bear, it becomes ineffective. And sometimes it also evaporates when it's very hot. So you lose that trap. So that's the case with the bear trap. The other method, which is very common and doesn't cost you anything except time, is the one where you place a plank around your beds. And because slugs are always looking for where it's cool enough, they will go under this plank when it's very hot or during the night, and you could come in the morning, early hours in the morning or late in the evenings. If they're still there, you turn the plank over and you pick off the slugs and dispose of them or throw them far away from your plots. I don't like that also, because it means I have to deal with picking slugs. As much as possible, I don't want to touch them. So that also is a solution that I don't use anymore. Sometimes I see them if I have a plank, but I don't go around setting the trap. But if there are planks around and I see a slug, I might pick them up. I'll show you what I use in picking them up, not my hand. So yeah, that's number 2. The third common one is using copper coil or copper mesh. I've tried that also. The problem with the copper mesh is, if it's not big, large enough, thick enough, or wide enough, it does almost nothing, because it might give the slug a bit of shock when it's trying to get to that your yummy vegetable, but it will still move through it. I've seen them move through the copper coil and the mesh. Or if they have any means, maybe they go through another plant, which I'll show you. Sometimes they climb my cucumber and they drop from the cucumber onto the kale, and then they devour the kale. Or sometimes where the kale touches the chilies, it climbs through the kale, gets on the chilies, and starts eating the chilies. So unless you have this copper coil all around your plants, rather than just putting around the beds, around your raised bed, it does nothing, So, and also it's very expensive buying those copper coils. So copper mesh and copper tape, copper coil, whatever you want to call them. So I don't use that also, and there's going to be time for you to set that all up. With the amount of crops I'm growing, I can't do that. You really can't. The number of beds I have over in this plot, and then the other one, and the amount of plants I have in here, which you can see, loads. How will I do that? Some of the slugs are already inside the bed, right? So would that mean putting a copper coil around the outside and then the inside, or start laying mesh down all this part? So that also doesn't work for me. If you're growing a few crops, maybe you want to put the copper coil, and probably it's going to help you for a season. So that's number 3 way of dealing with slugs. So there is this compound that's used to create like a slug barrier. Sometimes it's like in pellets, and in some other form it's like granules that you sprinkle around your plant, and that's supposed to form a barrier so the slugs can't go through. Those materials are kind of coarse, so when the slugs go on top, it irritates their skin or dries them up, so they die, right? So, and they don't get to your plant. That also is a material I've used before, but as you start watering over time, because some of them are mixed up in a way where they act like fertilizer or compost to your plants. So the organic one, not the inorganic chemicals that would kind of poison the soil or poison your plants. I'm talking about the organic ones here. Those ones will act like fertilizer or compost, and over time it breaks down and go into the soil. So in the times I've used it, after about 2 or 3 weeks, they stop functioning, because I water. I remember, guys, because I come here only twice in the week. Every time I come, I water deeply, and then I leave my plants to rest for like 3 days, and then I'm back again on a Saturday, water deeply, come again on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, and the cycle repeats. So when I do those heavy watering, what then happens is the compound breaks down, the slug pellet breaks down and everything, and the barrier disappears, and then the slugs attack the crop. So again, that doesn't work, and it's also expensive. If you consider the amount of plants that I'm growing, I can't sprinkle that all around. I think I have more than 100 plants. My chilies alone, the surprise one, are 22, not counting the 7 other variety I have, and that's just chilies, right? There are lettuces, there are kale outside. We have loads of other things. I can't put that amount of slug pellets all around my allotments. It's going to be too expensive. So that's something else I've stopped using. And if you use it outside, once the rain falls, or heavy rain falls, or light rain falls twice, they become ineffective also, you see. So I also don't use that anymore, but it's an option that's out there if you're looking to do something to help control the slugs in your plots. So that's another option for you. There's one more, and then I'll tell you how I control my slugs. The last one I'm going to talk about, that's very common, and it's quite effective, is the use of nematodes. So these are organic substances. They are living organisms called nematodes, but they come in a container that they're kind of inactive. So you then have to put them in water, mix them up a certain proportion, and then use a particular kind of rows on your watering can to water around your beds. Now, when you water, these nematodes go into the soil, go into your growing medium, and they start attacking the slugs. They lay their eggs on the slugs. They do all sorts to the slugs, and it kills the slug. I've used nematode also. It worked, but it worked mainly on the smaller slugs. The larger ones didn't work. And again, the nematode is not a cheap thing. It's quite expensive. If you consider applying nematode on an allotment plot, it's a large area to cover, right? So and you don't do it once and forget. You do it once, and maybe you have to do it again every 2 weeks or every 1 month. So you just keep spending money doing these things. So I stopped using it. Basically, I stopped using it. It wasn't too effective for me. But if you can buy the quantity, very good amount of nematodes, and you have the time to keep treating your garden beds, your allotment plots, then you'll be able to deal with this with the slugs using nematodes. One bonus one before I go to how I deal with mine is using other natural means. So there are people who have ponds on their plots, and this is effective. So if you have ponds and your ponds bring in things like frogs and toads, so once you have these amphibians in your plots, they help you deal with the slugs. They eat them up. If you're inviting birds into your your allotment, if you have ways of bringing birds in, they also eat slugs. And there are some other slugs that they say, I think one called tiger slug, that's like a cannibal. It eats other slugs. So you have to watch out what slugs are what. Don't kill the tiger slug, because they are cannibals and they will help eat other slugs than your veggies. They still do eat veggies though, but not as much as the other ones who are fully herbivores, and they just keep eating plants and plant matter and things like that. So those are the means I am aware of how you could control slugs. If you know of any other method that I might have skipped, please do put them in the comments, and I'll be glad to try them. So how I deal with my slug problem is basic, it's simple, it's easy. Wouldn't cost you anything apart from the seeds you've already sown early, and it's basically growing more than you require. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that using my lettuce. If you come in here and you see my lettuces, you would think I'm going to get a glut soon, right? That's where I have more than enough and I can't eat it and I can't give it out and it has to go into the compost. That's not the reason I grew this much. First off, I do eat a lot. My family is a family of 6, so 4 kids, myself and my wife. So already we eat a lot. But the reason I grow that way is so that the slugs could get some of them, right? So when the slugs come to devour my crop, if I have only one lettuce, iceberg lettuce, the lettuce head is forming and all that, and the slug goes there and eat that lettuce, I would be devastated, because that's the only thing I had, but I grow more than what I need. I think in here my lettuces are more than maybe 20, and they are all of different sizes. So as sets are getting ready, another set will become ready maybe in another month time or something, and I'll show you how it is. So let's take a walk around the plots and see what's going on. So first off, this is the entrance of my polytunnel. So you could see the middle bed, and that's the one on the left, and over there we have the one on the right. I'll show you what's been happening. So when I was talking about putting the tape, you would put the tape around here, around there. But how about the ones that are already inside the bed? You have to put the tape also, the copper tape inside. It's just too expensive. And look at my bed, how large it is. I don't even remember what the measurement is, but that's how large it is. It's the whole length of the polytunnel. I have another bed here, still that's that length, right? And at the end here, I can't put the tape over here, so that's one thing to note. And that's another bed, right? And I have to put the tape all around, so hence the reason I don't use that. But look at what's been happening. This bed on the right is closer to the edge of the polytunnel. I know there are slugs outside that would come in. Then what did I do? I put lettuce here. I know I'm not going to get anything from this lettuce. This lettuce is meant to feed the slugs coming from outside into the polytunnel. So these are not the slugs that are already inside, my growing medium. So the bed, the compost, but coming from outside, and you could see they've munched and munched and munched. It's grown back. They will come and eat this again. And I did that because they were coming in here to eat my chilies. Okay, so I also still have to deal with them, but that's one thing I've done. I'll show you some more. Coming down here again, I put 2 lettuces. You could see them. They've been devoured also by the slugs, right? But this is stopping the slugs crawling from all these parts and coming up here. Now look in here. See how the amount of lettuces I have. I'm using the lettuce like a cover crop in here. There's so much of them at the bottom. This bed is mainly for growing tomato, chili, cucumber, and watermelon. But I've put so much lettuces in here because I know some of these are not going to make it till when I need them, right? So by the time the slugs get to this point, I believe I would have gotten a good harvest of lettuce out of this. So this is other set of lettuces I've put on this right bed. Again, they are there so that the slugs could eat them. If they grow and become, you know, a full lettuce and the slug don't get to them, fine, I'm going to harvest them and eat. If I can't eat it, I will be giving it to a friend or a colleague. But that's the reason I grow way more than I need. So I hope you've learned something new regarding how to deal with the slug issue. My way of doing it is do not bother about the slugs. Just grow way more than you need, and let them eat what they want to eat, but there still will be enough for you, you know, to get at the end of the day. Unless you have a very bad slug infested plot, then maybe you want to use nematodes. You know, spend some money, use nematode treat for two months during when you know there's going to be a slug explosion, and then relax. By the time the nematodes they wear out and the slugs start coming out, you would have gotten so much harvest already from your plants that you won't be too bothered. So that's another way of doing it. But me, I don't use any of that. I don't spend any money more than the money I've spent earlier in buying my seeds and the time I've spent in growing those seedlings. I've only shown you what's in the polytunnel. If we go outside, you would see I have the same tomatoes sown outside, watermelon is outside, cucumber also is outside, my amarynths, they're inside. I also have amarynths outside in the plot. They're just loads and loads and loads of things, and this is how I combat my slug problem. Okay guys, that's it for today, all about the slugs. As usual, there will be more footage at the end showing some of the things that I plan to do today, like harvesting my tayberry, cleaning up the tomatoes, taking out suckers and things like that. But this is it for today. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. And if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you get our videos once they are published. But I truly appreciate your continued support. Thank you very much, and do have a nice week ahead.